Welcome to the One Up Podcast. I am your host, El Caballo, a.k.a. Tony, a.k.a. the CEO, a.k.a. I cash the checks, I write the checks, I fucking deliver the cash. You already know who it is. The one, the only, the boss, the biggest boss.
Like a postal worker? Like you're just hand delivering these checks to us?
All day,
Notice
every
that he
day.
never says he makes the cash. He always signs the cash. He always delivers the cash. Not a maker of the cash.
Yeah, I can't make the cash. The cash just comes in. I don't make it. Can't be the maker. I can't be everything. Someone's got to do something.
I thought he was gonna fuck up the intro. I thought he was gonna yell, "Welcome to the One Up Show."
Nah. Also in the building, the best co-host in the building, the best co-host in the game. All three of them. I got my dog Doe in the building, aka DJ Doe, aka the one you ain't know, aka Moon Bike Rider. I think is how you guys call that nigga.
Moon Rider.
Damn,
Now,
botched your
DJ
shit,
Doey
dog.
Fresh, a.k.a. coolest person in the world. What's going on, guys?
Okay.
Yes. You
Gave
botched
me-
his fucking
yeah,
DJ name. It's
yeah.
DJ Doey Fresh. DJ Doe.
No, I said DJ Doe.
That's
what
not
I
my
just said.
DJ
You
name.
told me that was your DJ name.
Bro, I have to correct
Doey
you.
Fresh.
I've been correcting you several episodes now. Let's keep it
Correct
moving, though.
Keep it moving. This name's not important right now. No offense. Next in the line of co-host, got my dog Pucho in the building,
What's going on, my brother?
a.k.a. the editor, a.k.a. Green Thumb, a.k.a. the bald one.
Got the wrong one. I ain't got no green thumbs.
No,
Maybe
you
you
have
just-
the Green Thumb.
I mean, you just have abilities you're not even aware of yet.
He's got a whole plants all around his house. He just grows them, gives them water every day. He feeds these plants.
You're talking about Mateo.
I know who I'm talking about. I'm just fucking around with you. God damn it.
Just putting lies on me all over again.
Every episode's a new lie. Last but not least, I got my dog Mateo in the building, a.k.a. the mustache, a.k.a. handlebars Mateo, a.k.a. Spooky.
I mean, I'm a little spooky, but I'm not the spooky.
Some
you
would
doing,
say.
bud?
I'm all right, man. Thank you for asking. You're the only one that always asks how I'm doing. I appreciate you, bro. So you get that
Or
little extra.
maybe,
Oh, here we go.
maybe he asked because he went last.
Doey goes last. He never asked me.
Well, that's because he's
Those are
usually
the-
salty because you messed up his name.
Yeah, pretty much.
Damn, though. Don't let them bring you down, bro. Don't let them bring you down. But man, how you guys doing, bro? Feels like I haven't dealt with you guys or heard from your beautiful voices in a couple days.
It's been a quiet week in our little group chat.
Yeah.
Haven't had any transgressions. Like we haven't had any discussion. I don't know how Doey held back from talking about all this like Dan Schneider stuff.
Oh boy,
We should have been flooded.
You weren't in the other chat. There's plenty of that. Don't worry.
I don't know. He has an infatuation with that guy. I don't know what's up. Shit is weird. Him and who's the other guy you was talking about though? The fat guy, the fat kid. 55
Fat?
Crip. What is that? His name Mac?
Andy
that?
Milonakis.
China Mac.
Isn't that who you were just talking about?
Yeah. No, but that's
He ain't
China
fat,
Mac.
though.
he's
Miko
not fat.
Worldwide. China Mac is skinny.
So I must have gotten confused with that fat kid that always with the 55 tattoos on his face. You know who I'm talking about? He was on
The
No
white-
Jumper. He's
The
black.
white Crip.
No, he's
I
black.
don't know.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
you talking about Crip Mac?
Crip Mac. Yeah, that's who I was
Crip-
thinking.
That guy's hilarious.
He reminds me of you a little bit. If you could get tattoos and get tatted up and just be on the block, that's who you would be for me.
Is
he
he
says-
is he funny because he's funny, or is he funny because he's fun to laugh at? Like which way are you laughing?
Yeah. the second
He
one.
is actually legitimately funny. Like he's funny. He says like, you know what I mean? He'll be like, you five me, right? You five me. It's all about the five. And he'll like switch words. He can't, for some reason he cannot say French fry, so he says French fries. Shit like that. He like switches the words.
He puts
He's
everything with a C.
hilarious. He just went back to jail, so I mean, hopefully he's holding up in there.
Fucking plot twist.
There is a lot of information.
Useless information. But now they make fun of him.
China Mac made a video with him, and he went to like Chuck E. Cheese with a little kid and played video games with the kids.
So strange. So strange. How was your week, Pooch?
Pretty shitty. I still got COVID. Some COVID symptoms or whatever the fuck. So I'm on week 3 of this shit.
Oh, so it's been more than 10 days.
It's been more than 10 days. I still got congestion. I had so much nasal congestion that my ears got like clogged or something. I don't even know. My hearing got all fucked up. I have ringing in this ear. It's just like just high pitched constantly.
Yeah, that's an ear infection.
Yeah, I don't think it's an ear infection, but I've had plenty of ear infections. This does not feel like that. I have remedies for ear infections in the house. I've had enough that I could cure any ear infection in my house.
Damn, you're an expert.
Can you share one of those with us? Maybe I might want to know one of these remedies.
Yeah. As soon as you feel a little bit of ear discomfort, it's usually because you have some water trapped in your ear. The secret to getting water out of your ear is putting water in your ear. The shit is a major hack. I swear to God, if you feel, I can't get this water out, take a little bit of water, put it in your ear, and let it sit for half a second and slowly rotate your head. And it just like pulls that water that was stuck out of there.
So the whole sideways tapping
The
doesn't
whole
work?
sideways tapping, it works. It's just not as effective.
Well, Butch, I was watching you play PowerWash Simulator before we started recording, so I thought maybe that was your water trick. Is like, you just got to spray your ear out with the power washer.
No, that's my other trick. I have like a little green bulb because a lot of times when water gets trapped in your ear, it's because you have a lot of earwax in there. And you ain't supposed to use Q-tips, people. That shit's bad for you. It just pushes the wax in and causes more ear infections. So if you take one of them bulbs, you fill them with water, and you just like, and I don't think this is recommended because you could damage your eardrum if you do it too hard. But if you hit it a couple times and spray water in, you could kind of knock some of that earwax that's stuck onto the like walls of your ear out, and bam. Yeah, I've taken out. Yeah, I have earwax. I have earwax problems. Okay, I get a lot of fucking. I've taken out balls like the size of a quarter out of my ear. Yo, that shit is horrible.
Goddamn.
But I don't get
That's
ear
pretty
infection
fucking
anymore.
insane.
Have you looked at those little ear cleaning things that have like a little camera and they connect to your phone, so you can like clean out your ears with like these little hook things that have cameras on them? And you can get like all the earwax out.
Yeah, I wouldn't get one of those. Those things freak me out. I feel like you're gonna poke your eardrum or something.
I want that one that goes in your ear and it has like the water and it shoots like the water and has the collector.
Oh, I've seen the videos
those?
with that
It has like
one.
a collector and then it like, dude, so much earwax be coming out. That shit looks satisfying.
Yeah, when I was in college one time, I had an ear infection so bad my ear closed.
Holy shit.
Physically, my face, the side of my head was so swollen that my ear just shut. I had to go to like a clinic, and they used one of those things on my ear, and they just took copious amounts of earwax out of my ear. I mean, like, it was the waxiest shit ever. And then I had to put some drops in my ear, and then cleared it up. That was the situation that caused my major fucking like ear infection remedies and shit.
Goddamn.
But this is the savior right here, right? For what I've been going through, the neti pot. All right.
Ooh.
I may be an ear infection aficionado and a bidet aficionado and a 77-inch OLED HD TV 4K HDR, all those things. But this is the lifesaver. This thing made me breathe again. Okay. Mm-hmm. You put a little bit of distilled water in here. The saline solution that comes with this thing, you insert it into the nose and you tilt, and the water goes in and sometimes out the back of your throat, but also out of this other nostril. And then you just blow your nose, and the amount of boogers that come out is just insane. You've never blown your nose until you're congested and you use the neti pot and then blow your nose. That's a whole different animal of the amount of shit that comes out of your nose.
And then you fill it up again with a little bit of coffee, right? And you run that through. Then you fill it up with a little bit of whiskey and run that through.
No, Mateo shared the weirdest fucking video. How to use a neti pot. There's a guy who uses the neti pot, and I'm like, oh, okay. Why is there still, a minute left? He showed how to use the neti pot. Then he put coffee in there and put it in his nose, and then he took whiskey and then he put it in his nose. But once the whiskey went in, he couldn't actually handle it. He just started choking to death, and then the video ended. It was a very bizarre video.
That shit is weird. Like, so you know how they got the ones for the babies too with the little electronic shit where it just kind of flushes it. I mean, that would be the same as a neti pot, but just with more force, I would guess.
Yeah, the neti pot has no force. It's just gravity.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's the same thing. What you buy for babies is saline. It's just basically like a salty water, and that's all you're putting in your nose when you use a neti pot.
Yeah,
it's like salty water.
You want to be super careful not to like accidentally like sniff or inhale it while you're using a neti pot. It's a bad time.
Yeah, I've done it. It's actually weird. You put water in your nose and you think you can't breathe, but somehow you're like, oh, I can still breathe. Mm-hmm. And you're just like breathing while this thing is like flowing through. You think it'll burn. It doesn't burn. Like, when you fall in a pool a little too hard and water shoots up your nose and you hate everything, it doesn't feel like that.
What have you been up to this week, Doey?
Not much. This was a long ass week. I'm very happy I'm at the end of it.
Which is good because I have more. Okay. I've been playing Yakuza Like a Dragon, and my God, is this game good. I'm happy as fuck playing this game. The only things that have been making COVID good are PowerWash Simulator, which is fucking fire. I got it. I've been playing it free, Xbox Game Pass or PC Game Pass. I don't actually own an Xbox. Y'all should get it. Fire. I've been washing all types of shit. Washing shoes, washing skate parks, washing fire trucks, motorcycles, old fucking beaters, nice, fancy, luxury, old school, like Model T Ford looking shit. I washed a fucking rocket fucking thing. It's crazy.
It only took one episode for his review of the game. He said medium amount of fun. Last episode, fucking fire.
No, the game itself is not that fun, but it's just been entertaining. I've been watching I haven't watched anime in years. I'm putting animes in the background, power washing, putting cartoons, power washing. I watch Rocky 1. I watch Rocky 2. I've been watching all types of shit. I'm power washing my ass off. My wife keeps walking by. Every time she sees me playing, she's judging me. She's like, why you ain't power washing shit around the house? 'Cause I own a power washer. And she's like, you could do some real power washing. And I'm like, not from the comfort of my couch, I can't. I can't do it while watching Rocky Balboa go 15 rounds with Apollo Creed, okay? There's some benefits to doing what I'm doing on PC Game Pass. That's all I'm saying.
That's hilarious.
Pucho, I got a question for you. Did Rocky ever legit beat Apollo Creed? Do you think he actually earned any of those wins? He only had the one win against him, right?
Yeah, he only beat him the one time, and he knocked him out in the 15th round. So, he won. The first fight he lost via split decision. I watched Rocky 1 the other day. Best Rocky movie. Also just all around incredible movie. Then I watched Rocky 2. Way worse of a movie. And the fight is way worse. Rocky goes in and just gets his ass kicked for 15 rounds. At least in the first movie, he was fucking Apollo up. In this one, he's just getting his ass beat. Then he scores a knockout in the end. And that's really it. So, he beat Apollo the one time. They fight again at the end of Rocky 3, but it ends.
Does a freeze frame?
There's a freeze frame. You don't know who wins. The implication is, I think Apollo wins that fight.
So is Apollo's the better fighter, right?
Absolutely.
100%? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's an Olympic gold medalist. He's got the amateur pedigree. He's the master disaster. He has all the snazzy nicknames, undefeated. He's knocked out every single person he's ever fought. Rocky's the only person who's ever gone the distance with Apollo. The guy is clearly the better fighter. It's just sometimes you got a kryptonite, and Rocky Balboa is Apollo's kryptonite. I think if they fought 100 times, Apollo beats him 80 or something, But every one of those fights is grueling, and they're brain damage fights, you know what I mean? So I think it's the styles make fights type of thing. Rocky Balboa got 20 losses on his record. The guy's not a great fighter.
I heard he lost to Glass Joe.
Some would say that boxing is a terrible sport.
They would be
Very,
wrong.
Yeah,
Very,
some would say it.
brain damaging.
Some
very,
some MMA pricks would say such a thing. I appreciate both sports,
Same.
but the MMA guys, they're not. They hate boxing. I think they're silly. You know. But
They
it's
like
all
to
good.
say that it's all paid. Everything is paid off. Everybody's losing on purpose. I was like, I don't believe that everyone is paid off.
some fights are suspicious.
The boxing judges do suck. Like they need to redo something in the boxing world because the boxing judges are fucking garbage.
They need
Canelo,
robots.
Canelo does not have a single legit win against Triple G. Not a one.
I think Canelo beat Triple G the second time, personally. It's either a draw or Canelo wins that fight, in my opinion. The first fight is a clear Triple G win, and the way they scored that a draw is crazy. Is there corruption in boxing? Absolutely. I'm not going to deny that. But the people acting like, you see pictures of people like Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roy Jones Jr. These guys have pictures when they're 4 years old. They got gloves on their hands. They've been boxing since they're 4 years old. And these people dedicate their lives 20, 25 years in the gym every single day. And then they'll watch a fight. Oh, he got paid off. It's like, you think these guys are dedicating their entire lives to this one thing and they'll sell themselves just that quickly? I don't know. It's kind of a, like, have people done it? Probably. But the idea that it's like so rampant, it's funny to me that people dedicate their entire lives to something and then everybody's just selling themselves out as soon as I don't know. It seems unlikely.
What about you, Doe? How was your week? Got interrupted.
Great.
He said he didn't do nothing.
I didn't do much. Yeah,
I stole
didn't do
it. I
much.
stole his
Yeah.
week.
You guys can have it.
All right,
stole his
Mateo.
shit.
What about you, Mateo? Tell me. Give me some good stuff.
So also PowerWash Simulator,
Oh,
but
shit.
I had to stop because I hurt my my pinky was getting sore, and I think it's the way that I was gripping my mouse, and the entire game is just motions like this. Your hand is moving like just this the entire fucking time. Maybe like a little faster wiggle, but that's the entire range of motion you're using. And something about the way I was gripping with my pinky and doing that motion hurt my hand, man. It's the first like old man computer injury that I've ever gotten. It's one of those signs of being closer to 40 than my 20s, right?
So you just extra gripping with that pinky? Just
I guess so, man. I got a weird grip on my mouse. Maybe I need a bigger mouse or something. But other than that, we've been playing the hell out of some SnowRunner. We're back on that kick.
who's been playing
SnowRunner's an
SnowRunner?
amazing game.
When you said that, I was shocked. I never knew that you were ever on the SnowRunner kick.
It's a solid game. It is so much fun. I don't know what is so fun about just like a buddy of mine referred to it as if you ever want to play a game where you spend 20 minutes going 6 feet, SnowRunner's the game for you. It's accurate.
I put these
Yeah, I
guys
don't know.
on
It's like one of
SnowRunner.
those. It's one of those pandemic games. And yeah, me and Doey put like 60, 70 hours into this game, and we beat like, I think we beat all the maps in
Michigan.
America. Or yeah, we beat all the maps in America, and then we got to Alaska, and I think we beat the first map and maybe even the second map, and then it had already been tedious, like you said, 20 minutes, 6 feet, but it felt old. We did the Russian map a little bit, but by then we lost our the eye of the tiger. If we're gonna maintain the rocket theme, we lost it.
Yep,
So
that makes sense. Yeah, we've been playing the hell out of it. It's another one that's free on Game Pass. So like, it's another potential
Yeah, man, I
co-op
know
game
that.
there with a big group. But
How many people can you play with?
I'm not sure. I don't know
4
if there's
people.
a limit. Is it 4 people? That's one we could throw down on.
I played it. Can't really get behind it. Although I do like fucking shit up.
And Tony don't like video games, so it's like no matter what you get him to play, he just won't play it.
Oh, I have something to talk about. I finally got my best friends to purchase World War Z.
Oh no.
Yeah,
How's that going?
It's been going pretty good. I've been having probably the most fun, but I feel like other people are having fun with it too. It's a solid game. I gotta be honest. It's a solid horde shooter. It's not breaking walls down. It has good fundamentals. I finally got a class that I like, and it's been fun.
Yeah, it's a solid shooter. You're just shooting zombies in the head a lot and just running around and shooting more zombies in the head.
The SnowRunner people made the game.
Oh, did they really?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Shout out
Saber
to Easy.
Interactive.
Easy watcher, viewer, longtime fan of the show. He pulled up last night and played some World War Z with, I would say, us, in quotes, because I was just playing Yakuza Like a Dragon, but they already had 4 people anyway. So I was just listening to them struggle. They were struggling last night. It was funny.
Yeah, I missed it. I was trying to get home.
Yeah, I wasn't there. I'm the guy. I get the big kills, all right? End of the game, I'd be having 700, 800 kills. These guys are like, what? And they'll have like 300, 400 kills. I'm like, I need to stop. You got to get these rookie numbers up, you know? They're salty. They had to beg me, kicking and dragging me. I was kicking, screaming. I didn't want nothing to do with it. Jump in the game, all-star player, okay? I'm carrying the team. You know? They're pissed. The people don't like me.
You can't win it all, Pooch.
They shoot me in the back every chance they get. The amount of friendly fire that I endure is ridiculous. And the amount of damage that Doey takes is ridiculous. At the end of the games, it gives you like all these little stats. You know, it'll be like me, June, and Jesus will take like 100 to like 250 damage, and it'll be Doey 880 damage. I'm like, what the fuck are you
know
doing?
why that is.
Up
It's because
to
he's
2,000, 2,500 before.
2,500 damage on a game where we had all like 200 damage each. He had 2,500. I'm like, what are you doing?
That's
Like,
because he's
just
just
spent
No
running.
idea.
He's just running the chest, unlocking them while getting hit, and then taking off. That's all he's doing. He's not fighting.
and then eating all the first aid kits. And we don't even find, we're all like, yo, there's no health. So we're playing Mac carefully, and he's all reckless, running chest to chest, opening them first and then taking the first aid kit.
The worst co-player ever.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. My week
good
was
stuff.
straight. I didn't have much. Actually, no, I did have something interesting. So, your boy went to the casino again for lunch. Quick 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Boy walked out with $200. Just put 100. I only played 2 times. 100 on both times. Bam, bam. Boy left. Gave the nice little lady a tip. Got me my lunch. Nice little steak with potatoes. Fantastic steak. Casino really has good food. Probably some banging ass food. I mean,
Which casino?
Coconut Creek.
Not familiar.
Isles, I think is what they
You ever
call
gone
it.
to the Lake Worth Beach Casino?
Nah, the
Never.
upstairs shit, right?
They built that shit, and like that was like a new development at Lake Worth Beach. They built the casino. I've never been there.
Is it even open anymore? That's weird. I felt like it's just like a bingo place or like a slots. I don't
I
think
feel like
they-
it's for old people.
Yeah, I don't-
Maybe it's for them rich people though.
Casinos
knows?
casinos are for old people though. Like all casinos are for old people.
I don't think they play like blackjack or anything.
Nah, they be at the slots.
It's all slots. I think that's in them. Slots and cigarettes is all you're getting out of there.
They play the weird off-brand games. They play Guess Which Hand. They play Which Number Am I Thinking Of?
Shit is ridiculous. Also purchased an iPad from my good old friend Zeus. Sold me his iPad. Good price for it. Started driving around with it in my truck, using it as to play music and GPS or whatever. Screen's pretty bright.
Wait, pause.
What happened?
You're using an iPad to play music in your car and it's your GPS?
No, it's connected to the Bluetooth to the car. So I just have Spotify on one screen, and then the other screen would be just GPS or whatever.
Wait, so you have a big ass iPad just on your dash? Is your Spotify and your GPS on there?
Yeah, it's a split screen. So I have both of them on the one screen.
That's just wild to me. That to me that feels like if you had an entire laptop that you just kept on your dash, and it's like, this is how I'm navigating. I got the MapQuest website pulled up.
He looks like a cop.
So yeah, at night the screen is it look like a cop's laptop shit or whatever. So I'm driving around and people are just looking, and meanwhile I'm blasting fucking Polo G music, fucking Gucci Man shit. I'm blasting this music, and everybody's looking confused. So I pull up next to somebody, and I find it amusing. I pull up next to somebody, and they'll look at me. I'll slow down immediately and just pull up behind them and just put the bright screen up a little bit so they can see the screen brighter.
Tony's gonna get arrested for impersonating a cop.
How? I'm just driving, minding my fucking business. Yo, you should have seen. It's so funny because you can see them looking in the fucking mirror. They're all like, you know how you get like, you just get all tense and you're just driving and shit. I'm just following them behind them.
Those are
They be like this, chilling, and they see a cop. They be like,
yeah, double hand on the steering wheel.
can't get down with this. You know the worst thing to run into while you're driving?
What?
One of those like police auction vehicles that people buy that are just the old fucking cop cars.
Worst.
Fucking hate that shit,
That
dude.
shit
yeah, my
gets me
dad used to
sometimes.
own one of those shits, and it sucked. Everywhere we went, people would just slow down. He
Yep.
still had the light that you could put on the side. He never used it, but it was just like people would see that shit, be like, "Oh shit, it's the police."
They'll slow down. Then you're actually trying to get somewhere. And you're like, what the fuck? It's fun. That shit. It was amusing to me. It's something to do.
If you buy one of those, it's you just deciding that you want to drive everywhere at the legal speed limit.
Pretty much. Everybody's gonna slow down. It's funny too. Like, you know, people don't want to get fucking tickets, bro. But no one wants to get pulled over by the cops on a Saturday night, Friday night. You know, they see that screen, they're like, fuck, that's the police. Like, it's whatever. It's always fun.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a ticket in like 16 years or some shit like that.
You've gotten a ticket before? That's I've never known that.
I've gotten one ticket. I've been pulled over a couple times, but in high school, I got hit. There was a speed trap, and I was going like 2 over, and they gave me a ticket.
What assholes.
They do that. They're fucking.
And one time, Jeff borrowed my car, and he parked on the wrong side of the road. So technically, I got 2 tickets.
Nah, they shouldn't hit you with
And they
that.
suspended my license for that shit because I never received the ticket because he had it. I don't know what he did with it, and he must have not paid it or whatever the fuck. And
What a dick.
I just got a mail one day. Your license has been suspended. I was like, what? I was so mad that I had to go to like City Hall and shit and pay for some shit to renew it, and then I had to pay for the ticket, all that bullshit.
Did you find out there that it was Jeff?
I knew it must have been him because it wasn't me.
Oh, so you don't really know 100% if it was him.
I mean, we borrowed each other's cars all the time growing up. And he is a habitual park on the wrong side of the road guy. I don't know why. He always does that. He'll like drive up and then he'll go to this side and he'll park. So it looks, when the cars are on the wrong side, facing the wrong way, I should say. He always likes to park like that. So when I saw that was the ticket, he got a ticket for parking the wrong way. I was like, it was fucking Jeff. I know it.
That's funny. Well, boys, got a topic here for you. It's a little bit of a how you say, old style of way of living that no one probably does or hates. I don't know. You guys tell me. Is there still a stigma to online dating? Back in the days, everybody used to look at that one person like you're a fucking weirdo for telling you met this person online and you met up the same day. Is there still like a stigma to it? Is it still like looked down upon? Like, is that a weird thing to do now, or is it just the mainstream thing to do? Like, people can do it and it's fine. It's normal. What do you think, Mateo?
I think that there are straight up television ads and internet ads now, like advertising online dating apps and websites. I think the stigma's gone, dude. I think it's long gone. I don't think anyone is looking at you weird if you're on like Tinder. No one's gonna be like, "Oh, you're on Tinder." It's like, no, you're single. You're probably on Tinder. You're on some kind of thing like that.
But
I prefer eharmony.com.
Farmers only.
I'm a plenty of fish guy. Okay?
I'm trying to find me a man with 56 acres of land.
Oh yeah, that's funny. The 56-acre guy.
that shit
There's
is
a guy in our
ridiculous.
comments. He's like, "Yo, I got 14 acres or something like." You're like, "I got 15 acres, and I could use another 35 acres." And then Mateo's like, "Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of acres." He's like, "Not enough. Also, I have 56 acres." I was like, "What? Your acres just went up? What the fuck?" Or did Mateo's question just bother him enough that he bought more acres?
He talked to the bank immediately. He caught him up. He's like, "Hey," he's like, "this guy on the internet pissed me off. I need to buy 40 acres stat."
This Mito Bandito. I need to show him up.
That's a lot of land. I'm sorry. That's crazy.
I don't know. There've been ads for a long time though, like for dating apps and stuff. Like I remember being on websites, and they'll just have a chick with some big ass tits, and they'll just be like, meet girls in your area. They want you to like click them fucking ads and shit. They're probably viruses and shit like that. But still.
I would assume those are viruses. That's old school internet right there. That little like just the lingerie chick like on the side as you're scrolling.
And it's like, and then they get your IP address and they know what city you're in. So it's like, oh, meet people in Manhattan or meet people in Lake Worth. You're like, oh shit, they know about Lake Worth.
They're 5 minutes away. Like that's a fair thing. They give you the distance that's so close, it's drivable. Like it's real quick.
You about to get pussy.
Just click this fucking weird ad on the side of your I don't know, your video game, gamefacts.com or some shit like that. I don't know.
Just hit yes on the install. Everything's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Install that shit.
Nah. In all seriousness though, I think if you hear that people are using Tinder for like hookups and stuff like that, I think that's considered normal now. I still think there's a bit of a, not a stigma, but I still think that people find it interesting or abnormal, maybe isn't the right word, but just different when someone's like dating a person and they're like, oh yeah, I met them on, and they'll mention like a dating app or something. I think there's still like a weirdness to it. But, I mean, I don't mind. I don't care in that regard. I think in general though.
It's funny because like when people say, "Oh, I met this girl on Tinder," or "I met this guy on Tinder," first thing that kind of mind is like, "Oh, y'all just fucking," because like that's what Tinder was. Like it was just like a fucking sea of like, "Yo, I'm on Tinder. I met this chick. I met this dude. Yeah, we're fucking. Boom," and then that's it. And now I don't know if they cleaned it up a bit. I don't know. I don't use that app, but
I think the pandemic changed things. I think that's all it comes down to. Honestly, I think the pandemic was a game changer for a lot of that stuff. You separate people. You're in your house for several months, not even going into the office potentially, or your job gets shut down or whatever. Just a bunch of people looking for connection, man. It's a weird world out there.
Yeah. I mean, you guys think though, like the person who made this idea up to make a dating app, right? They just sat there and be like, "Oh, Christian Mingle," or or Farmers Only, or the grandma ones. They even got a grandma one, bro. You can fucking.
I'm more of an Ashley Madison kind of guy.
What's
Isn't that the one that everyone was using for cheating several years ago?
Yeah, that they got DDoS and they got all the emails and
Yeah,
they started blackmailing people with the emails like, "Yo, you're cheating on your wife." Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one had a huge thing that happened a few years back.
Yeah.
Damn,
That's fucked up.
That's for real. That's
Ashley Madison.
I haven't looked into it, Tony, but I bet a lot of these dating sites are owned by the same people. I bet like the same people own like Christian Mingle, is OkCupid, is like Plenty of Fish, is Farmers Only, is whatever the fuck. I bet there's like one big umbrella company that owns a lot of these.
I really don't understand. Well, I do understand it. I don't really get like, I've yet to see anybody or know anybody that that met online dating and are married or have kids or are still together. Like I haven't heard of that. I'm sure it happened, but I'm saying I've never known anybody that shit actually worked out for them. That's why I always just thought it was just a quick way to meet somebody. Boom, fuck, leave, whatever, get drinks, and move on. Because I mean, I don't know. I like the old way. I like to just meet you. I guess like just a natural way of meeting, not like, because you can obviously meet up, but just at the bar, chick come up, or friends of a friend that came to a party you never knew. That to me is always like a good, because you catch the vibe. You know, it's just not that weird feeling. Like if you call somebody, "Hey, yeah, meet me here. We'll eat dinner. We'll meet up." And then you're just kind of like, "Oh, hope she's not catfishing me or he's not catfishing me." That would be the worst.
A lot of people thought I was a little crazy for visiting all my friends in Austin when I first went down, because I never met these people before, and I ended up meeting Mateo, Adam, all these people who ended up being like great friends.
Yeah,
So
we knew each other through one of those like sex cam sites actually that Doe used to work for. That's how we first.
Yes.
Doe used to spread his cheeks on the campsite.
The cam soda. That's what they call
It's
that
where
shit.
I initially got my first gooch tear
Ooh.
Online? That's crazy.
online. Yeah,
You were stretching that out that far? Jeez.
there's still a video out there floating somewhere.
No, I think that people put a lot of pressure on I think people put a lot of pressure on dating and like trying to meet naturally and things like that. And like the fact of it is like dating is like an exercise in failure, right? Like you're like the chances that the person you're dating is going to be the person you're with for long term, the rest of your life or whatever, it's low. Like most people you go on a date with, you're gonna vibe a bit, you're gonna chat a bit, and you're gonna be like, okay, something's not clicking here. It's time to move on.
Yep.
There's people that are getting very lucky. They're married their high school sweetheart or their first ever like actual girlfriend as an adult outside of high school or something, and that's cool and all. But for the vast majority of the population, dating is just failing over and over again. It's just this grind.
Yep.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
So I don't think that any one way is superior to the other. I mean, like, there is some amount of superficiality that goes along with like swiping right on Tinder, right? But there's the same reason you're going to talk to someone at a bar. It's because you saw them physically first and got into them that way. Like there's, I don't know. Dating is weird, man.
So you're saying that if you're ugly, you ain't gonna get hit on?
No, definitely not. I think that beauty is subjective, and who some people think are attractive is not maybe necessarily attractive to someone else.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, is what you're saying now?
100%. How many girls has Doey been like, I think this girl is beautiful, and you've been like, I think that she's not, and like it's because you have difference of opinions. It doesn't mean any one of you is more right than the other one.
I think
You know what else is beautiful? Our subscribers and our fans. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button. If you haven't already, thought about us while you're sleeping late one night and you look out the window and there's a guy holding a sign saying the One Up Podcast up across the street, might be one of the times that, you got to have it happen.
What if we actually spent some amount of money on just the creepiest like
Fiverr
advertisement campaigns ever? We just paid people to go around with like signs that said the One Up Podcast and stand outside of
Just walk through like suburban neighborhoods with the sign.
No, you could just hire all the homeless people, feed them, give them clothing, and just be like, yo, y'all got a job. Just walk around with the sign all day. You'll get fed and you get food or clothes.
I'm not down with that. I think like some weird thing though, like we got like a skywriting and we wrote the One Up Podcast in the sky. It would be like, what the fuck is this?
You're not down to help out the homeless. That's fucking insane. I'm here trying to help out people and you just don't want to help out.
I don't think that our ad campaign is what's going to fix homelessness, Tony.
You never know.
Did you see what they did in New York City to combat the homeless?
No.
They have those like air vents, those grates on the floor where typically there's warmer air coming out of there. So like in the winter, you'll find a lot of homeless people sleeping on those like metal grates. The city did this thing where they replaced that grate with this like super bumpy thing, and it has like a whole bunch of like little I wouldn't call them spikes, but they're like hills that if you laid on it, that shit's gonna hurt your side. They basically made it so that homeless people can't lay on these metal grates, which is like all it's gonna do is kill more homeless people.
It's
and not
basically-
actually solve the problem of homeless people.
There's a lot of things like that though, right? Like they design benches with like little like
Yep.
knobby things on them and like dividers so you can't lay down on benches. It's crazy shit, man.
Yep.
But back to the dating. So you're at a bar, and let's just say you're not the most handsome or you're not as beautiful. You're saying that no matter what, there's always going to be that one person that'll find you beautiful or attractive. But that's the only way.
That's no matter what.
No, I think that there's other things that are attractive too, but I think that like a lot of first interactions are based on looks. They're based on something like that. But there's other things like I don't know, people can talk about can tell funny fucking jokes. I've heard jokes at bars before that have made me join conversations. I've been like, okay, that was a pretty funny story. I need to dig more into this. I need to.
Not trying to toot my own horn, but just my natural energy brings people to me. Just saying, I have looks. I got the jokes. I think I'm pretty handsome. and then my energy is just so great, so peaceful, it's positive.
It's
that
peaceful and positive.
Bro, people love my energy. I have good soul energy, bro. Good.
Pucho, if you had to describe Tony's energy with 2 words, would it be peaceful and positive?
Nah, hell no. It'd be chaotic, and I don't know. Maybe I would just leave it at chaotic. There's chaos there. When you walk in when you walk into a bar, Tony's not wrong. People are attracted to him. But oftentimes it's to argue with them. People just start talking shit to Tony, and I'm like, I don't like it. I'm like, yo, I gotta fight everywhere I go with Tony. Like,
That's insane.
like I'm not a fan of any of the bullshit you guys are talking about, and people just start picking fights with Tony. Sometimes people come up and they're just like, oh, they say something like a camaraderie thing with Tony, but most of the time people are shit talking Tony. And then it's me and Everett are there. We look at each other like, this motherfucker. Like, I don't know what he's doing. He's doing something. It's the stupid smirk on his face, or the clothes he's wearing, or the dumbass hat he picked. Something he's doing is attracting people, and we're not into it.
I remember one time Everett looked at me, right? Some dude came up and approached me, and as soon as that person left, he's like, "What the fuck you do, nigga?" I'm like, "Damn, what the hell? What did you do to? How'd you look at that nigga?" I'm like, "Bro, I wasn't doing nothing. I was here talking to you. Nah, you be just doing the weirdest shit, nigga. You got all these fucking weirdos coming over here with this bajo." I'm like, bro, I don't know nobody, bro. It's like I'm sitting here drinking. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, I think dating, I find it kind of cool just to go out in public and just try to, like, not pick up girls, but just like try to, like, just talk to random chicks, or, you know, and just hang out. Because it's like, I think you can find a natural, yeah, of course the looks is what grabs people, right? But that's just the first step. Now, once you grab them, it's like fishing almost. Once you hook them, you got to set that. You got to set the hook, right? They bite, you set the hook. Once that shit is set, you start reeling it in little by little by little. And then once you got it reeled in, you put it in the boat, and it's yours now. So, bro, it's crazy. Relationships is like fishing. It's all about patience, bro. Wow, that shit just really hit me right now. It's fucking insane.
I don't know that you should typically refer to dating as, and now, like, use the term "and now it's yours." Now,
Oh, all right. Well, let's fix that part. Fix that part. Well, it's just
It's
like,
like using baseball analogies. It's like when people like,
first
scored,
base, second base, home run.
Ooh, it's a lot like baseball.
Nah, I think dating is like fishing. You gotta be patient. Right one's gonna come and bite your little bait. Boom, you set the hook and you start reeling it in. That's all it is, really. I mean, you got a fine girl. Like, you know, you have a conversation with a friend, a chick, whoever, a guy. You guys are hitting it off. You guys start telling, you know, a little bit of personal things and this and that. Once you get to personal conversations, you're in good now. Now it's time where you need to decide. You can make that next step. Don't be too eager. It's all a fucking game, really, at the end of the day. Like, some people are just don't give a fuck about the game. They be like, yo, you just trying to fuck? Some people like that. Get straight to the point and let's just be fuck friends. And I don't know, I don't know about you or anybody else in this party, but if it's worked for you, great. Does it? Hey, there's always another one. And that's what you don't get from the dating apps. You don't get that.
I feel weird about, like, referring to dating as like a game. Like, I do agree that dating is, like, mostly like an exercise in failure, right? But, like, I feel weird about referring to it as a game because, like, a lot of people forget that, like, shit affects people. Like, shit affects people. Even, like, being like fuck buddies or just having like a one night stand. Like, there is, people feel certain ways about things. You feel all kinds of ways all day, and it's easy to forget that other people also have these same feelings. People are complicated, man. People are more complicated than, like, we give them credit for. It's like we forget that other people feel things just as deeply as us. They perceive things just like us. You ever here's a weird thing that pops into my head sometimes. You ever just get, like, overwhelmed with the thought that other people are seeing things? Like, you just think about, like, the amount of, like, different perspectives and points of views, like when you're in, like, a big public area. It's one of those things I think about. Yeah, there's this song that's talking about the song is called Millions of Eyes, and it's talking about like how there's just all these different perspectives, and like every moment is like being observed by like millions of sets of eyes because of just how many different people there are. So it's overwhelming. It's a weird thing to think about.
That's anxieties for sure. I think I used to be like that. I used to worry about like what? That's not
Don't
anxiety.
think about that shit. Nah, bro. I'm the main character. There's no proof that anyone else is even conscious in there. And you guys are all NPCs, and it's just me. I don't have to think about that.
Oh no, yeah. I was gonna get there, but no, like yeah, I used to be like that. I used to be like, oh,
No,
like
I'm kidding, but my thing is accurate. What do you?
no. I'm saying like I don't give a. You get to a point where you don't care anymore of the eyes that are watching. You're just
it's not the eyes that are watching. I'm not paranoid about what people think of me. I'm just thinking that like everyone is having their own experience. Everyone's moving through this life and feeling the same way you are, and they feel things and experience things. And it's when you start gamifying things, when you start using like, oh, it's just a game. Like you just gotta hit it and quit it and blah blah. Blah. There's this tendency to discount that other people are having experiences. You think of them as Pucho was joking, like as NPCs. They're just here to use and lose. You know, you just move on.
yeah. No, I think you're probably getting stuck on when I said the game part. It's just like when I say by game, it's like we play these. Like we do these things knowing that we're all here for trying to date or trying to look for love or trying to find it. Like, and people like to just like play it slow. It's like, no, let's like, if you're feeling me, you're feeling me. Let's just try to work it through and see where we go. Don't try to like slow play me and fucking, that's just like, what's the point of that? It's a waste of time, to be honest. No,
People have different speeds.
I don't know if you've said anything. I was just confused.
Oh, I said that. I said everything.
Sorry, maybe. All right.
Like it's
One thing I
dick.
was gonna say that's interesting. You kind of made it seem earlier like you view online dating as lesser than in-person dating, or you have like a preference, not even a preference. You were even like alluding to the fact of, I don't know anybody who met online that's still married or something like that. I looked it up really quick, and apparently online marriages, meaning people that get married via meeting online, are more successful than in-person marriages.
Which
Not by much. It's like 6% to 7.6%. Which
Okay,
I mean,
so
it's a number, but it's
basically as successful.
It's better. I mean, the likelihood that they'll break up is 6% versus a regular marriage 7.6%. So the number's higher.
That's
So
probably
they're more successful than your typical, like, hey, I met someone at the bar or something like that.
Man, that's not bad. That's 25% more successful, actually.
That's because it's you take off all the shit already. Like when you do these online apps or dating apps, you're putting in everything you want. It's like you're building your own fucking NPC pretty much. You're building what you want, and then they'll just match you to what the other person is. And if you both have similar interests, boom. So it's like you find out about it in an unnatural way. I like the more natural approach where you kind of have conversations and you find out.
I think that honestly, I think that it's that there's more chance of conversation before you get into the situation where you're actually meeting that person. Typically, there's some lead up to meeting a person after you're meeting them online dating, right? And maybe that's the better approach. Maybe it means you actually know who the fuck you're talking to. Maybe you're not like gonna go on a couple of dates and then you're gonna find out that they I don't know, they voted for Ron DeSantis or something, and they're like Greg Abbott's daughter or some shit.
So, all right, about that, you go on a date, right? Or for everybody, you go on a date. Chick, dude, whatever. Hot. Have a good time. It takes off, whatever.
Hot.
Right? You guys are feeling each other. Good vibes.
Hot and ready.
You go on a second date and you find out this
Throbbing.
person is different. She's a Trump supporter. He's a Trump supporter. You're a Democrat. He's a Democrat. You're a Republican. He's a Democrat. There's something there that doesn't go with what your views are. Do you still continue to date and accept that shit, or do you just kind of call it off?
I'm probably calling it off. I enjoy arguing and debating things in my personal life to a certain extent, but I don't want to be arguing politics every morning when I wake up over like coffee or something.
You don't think you two could coexist and just have different views and not try to argue?
About certain things, sure. Politics is probably not one of those.
Hell no, you crazy?
I could. Though, what
Like,
about
You're
you?
out of your mind.
Like we could disagree about like whether marshmallows are good or not, right? Or whether like
Oh yeah.
whether Captain Crunch is actually a secretly trash tier cereal or opinions like that. There's certain things that not so much, right?
Yeah, I'm not raising a kid with a person that thinks that like women who dress like with short skirts or tube tops and things like that when they get raped they deserved it, like they asked for it, like because again that's more of the conservative view, whereas like the women are doing the promiscuity is what's causing these things to happen and things like that. Like I can't be with a person that's gonna view things that way, or they're gonna try to like, I don't know, pigeonhole my daughter into being like some trad con, like a traditional conservative wife, stay at home mom and all that. Like I don't want that for my kid. I want my kid to make their own decisions. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I don't want somebody to raise my kid that way. So like we would be incompatible to a degree that, like, sure, I could maybe date a person like that, like. Just go on dates, have sex, go out to dinner, watch movies, that whole spiel. But like, I'm not gonna be in a serious relationship with somebody. I ain't bringing that person around my mama. Like, you crazy?
Yep.
What about you, Joe? Have you used any of these?
Only brought a very small number of people around my mom. Okay.
Those are facts. Have you used any of these dating apps though?
Yeah, all the time.
Were they successful or was it?
Sometimes yeah, sometimes no. I noticed that I'm much more shallow on them than I would normally be if I was around you. So like I feel like just naturally I may be stifling what I could, you know what I mean? So I feel like I although I do like them and I use them, I kind of like meeting people out in the open more. You just kind of get a better, grasp. And it's kind of like dating, quick dating, meeting people at the bar, talking to them for a little bit, kind of feeling them out, and then just ejecting if you don't like what you hear. Like, hey, you going away with my movie? So yeah, like I've heard things that have made me right away be like, nope, this is not gonna work. I'm like, I don't think I could ever date somebody with this opinion. Yeah, it be like that though,
like for example, Tony, like you think you could just be with a person that thinks like all the Mexicans just need to take their ass back to their country? Like you're gonna wake up with that person every day, like, oh, so you just got a different opinion. We could coexist.
Nah. No, of course. I was just asking you the question. I wasn't agreeing with it. Like I wasn't saying like.
Yeah, you did. You said you definitely were like you can.
I was like, no, yeah, on certain things. I wasn't. That's some real hateful shit. You just went to the max.
Yeah, I gave you an example.
Yeah, and I'm not going to agree
you,
with that. No, of course not.
Okay, I was just curious because you made it seem like it's just an opinion type of shit. Like.
Well, on certain things, yeah, like something like I made an example, right? Like I was saying, like Democrat, Republican. Like you're really not gonna fucking date a Democrat because you're a Republican, or vice versa.
It depends on like the level, right? Like there's
the level of them, right? Of their commitment to it. Like if they say
to an extent though, right? Because like we've talked. I mean, I know that Pucho has said this on the show before. If you're voting for, even if you're like a 2-issue voter and you're voting like Republican or something, you're still signing off on the other fucking policies when you're voting. And there's some hateful shit, and especially in like some of these southern states. I mean, like how many states have taken away like women's rights to choose, and they're targeting the thought process was they were going to target like gay marriage next. My brother is gay. My brother is married. Like I couldn't be with someone that thinks that my brother's marriage shouldn't exist.
Yeah. Overtly religious people are a no-go. There's like a lot of people that I'm like, okay, not gonna be able to do this.
So she pulls
my view is like if they're like a 1-issue, 2-issue voter, I'm like, all right, maybe a couple conversations could sway this person to a more palatable, like standing in my book. But like, yeah, if they're bought into all the stuff, no fucking shot is that happening. There's no way I'm doing that.
What about a full-on conspiracy theorist? You think you could date like a flat earther?
Oh my God. No.
I mean, you could.
Hell no.
You could.
No,
could do the
hell
flat earther.
no. I can't be with somebody that dumb.
Wow, that's a hot one.
I'm just saying, bro. That's like I can't.
So
I can't.
So that's rough, right? Because this person might just have a different opinion, right? He or she wouldn't know. Like, can you prove it to me that it's round or not? Versus flat. No, you can't physically prove that, though.
Tony, I got a hypothetical for you.
What?
You're on a first date and the date's going well. You're vibing. You think that she's cute, and then she says, you're on some topic, and she starts telling you about, like, you mentioned something about how the moon is big and beautiful today. She's like, well, you're like, yeah, but it's just an illusion that's put up there by the Illuminati lizard people, because the moon doesn't actually exist, because we're just living in the. And she goes on some crazy, and you're still gonna stay on that date. You're not gonna be like, okay, I think we're not gonna vibe.
What if? Go ahead.
Two things: is she hot, and am I in the pursuit of smashing only? Those are the two things I would say I would stick with throughout the day. I'll snake lizard her, skin people, walk her, talk all the way to the bedroom, and then I'll bounce and never see her again.
I'll be scared of that shit. I'm like, this is one of them crazy motherfuckers that'll do some crazy shit when we like. What if you go back there and she poisons your ass for being Mexican? Like, you don't even know what you're gonna get into, bro. Like, hell no.
She saw a little glint. She saw a little glint.
Yeah, I'm like, I ain't even Mexican. I'm not a lizard person either. Like, when she sees a little glint back there, she just decides to poison you to death. Like, it's not happening.
That's hilarious.
Getting rid of one of those lizard people.
Go ahead, though. What were you gonna say?
No, dude. Like I'm just saying an example. You fucking go on a date. This girl just starts denying the Holocaust was ever real, and you're like, hold the fuck up. Like, nah. Like,
Why would that even
with
be a
somebody
topic,
like this.
though? Like, how are you
I'm
get
just
to that
saying.
point? That's crazy. Like, you guys are giving the worst, like most fucking top notch of red flags. We're talking about normal red flags here. Just fucking relax.
Yeah, like
Red
if
flag.
they were just like, hey, yeah, I like that Ron DeSantis guy. I voted for him. I'd be like, okay, this is a person that maybe we could go out and watch some movies and enjoy each other's company once in a blue, but I can't get into anything real with this person.
Can't get jiggy with
Just
it.
that alone. I'd be like, okay.
They show
Bro,
up in their
if,
MAGA hat.
if
Yeah, they
we
put
go,
on the MAGA hat. I'm like, okay, you're that person. Now that person, I'll get up and I'll leave. Like that's a whole nother degree.
You wouldn't
pride.
You wouldn't eat and everything and just dip out on the bill on her. I'm gonna go use the bathroom.
nah,
Nah,
dip.
man, that's
I feel
a scumbag.
like
I'm
Doe would do that shit.
nah.
That's
Anyways,
a wild claim.
I even like if the person starts treating like the staff where we're eating bad, I'm like, nah, dude, I can't do this.
100%.
Like, I'm out of here, dude.
That's embarrassing.
So it can be simple as things like that. If they have, it sucks. This sucks. I've been chilling with really beautiful people that have chronically bad breath.
Oh.
And it's like, it sucks because you get close up and you like, damn, I don't want to make out with you. This doesn't seem like it's going to be.
Now, if you was drunk enough, if she was hot enough, bad breath or no, you wouldn't tongue her down?
Specifically, when I thought about it, it was a bad idea. I was drunk and I was like,
if you're drunk and you're making out with someone with like that bad of breath, you could be towing the line on a real bad situation happening.
You could
there.
vomit, bro. That could be bad.
Mm-hmm.
What if it's your bad breath that you're smelling while you all up in her mouth?
I tried to brush my teeth, take a shower before I go to the bar.
What do you mean you try? You just like kind of halfway do it? What do you mean you try?
No, like I try to do it. Sometimes, I don't get as ready as I should.
This is assuming that he brushed his teeth in the morning. This is like he hasn't
What do you
brushed
mean?
his
You brush your teeth every time you leave the house, Tony?
No. Like
What are
I
you
brush my
shocked
teeth in the
by?
morning, I brush my teeth at night, and if I'm going out somewhere and I've been out eating all day, I might hit my shit with a dab.
Okay, that's
And
what
then
Doe's saying.
Listerine.
Why
Doe
are you looking
Doe
at
didn't
making
say
us
that at
come-
all. Doe didn't say that at all.
That's exactly what
He
I'm
said,
saying.
"I'll
That's exactly what
try."
everybody but you understood.
Well,
Yeah,
I know
he's
what I
saying that
heard.
like what you said, maybe I'm gonna do it. I might do it. Maybe you went out to dinner and we're like, yo, let's go to the bar. You're not gonna be like, oh, let me go home and brush my teeth first. Like sometimes you just go to the bar.
No, you're already out. But I'm saying most of the time,
Okay, that's what he's saying.
niggas is
He
home.
tries to do it.
He likes to get fresh. Doe's a fresh guy. Doe, he wants to go get fresh. He's gonna go home, change, get fresh.
Make,
Gonna
Brush your
tell
teeth
him
real
what he
quick.
does. It's so
He does
funny.
that all the time. He's always going out fresh from head to toe.
Maybe-
He's got
maybe-
that gear and everything.
maybe that's the reason why he tries, because Joey's getting ready process is like an hour and a half long
That is
process.
true.
He doesn't have
Taking
time.
time. Yeah, it takes time. I will not deny anyone that.
And what? That's another thing too. Going on dates, like people be showing up late because they're getting ready. Like, bro, it's like a job at this point. Like, yo, you set a date time, you got to be there at that time. That's just, if you're late for a date, it sets the tone for the rest of the date. That's why this.
Sometimes.
I there's a little bit of like room that I give people, because like there's some people that are just chronically late, and I'm not trying to like I'm not trying to hold that against people, because I run late sometimes too. It's
Facts.
fine. I try to let people know when I'm running late somewhere.
Yes.
Nah, this is some people, like, it's mostly Spanish people too, though. Spanish people love to be late. I don't know what it is. My parents, my mother especially, she's gonna watch this and be tight, but fuck it. She loves to be late. I don't understand this shit.
And somehow you inherited that trait from her,
Never,
Mr. I'm
never.
pulling up to the driveway.
Never.
Yeah, the other day
I'm
you were like,
pulling up.
I'm pulling into the driveway,
Never.
and it was a whole half hour before you jumped on the car. I'm like, what is he doing? How
I'm pulling
far
up.
is this?
Well,
How
I
I'm
said
like,
I'm
this
pulling
motherfucker
up.
got the longest driveway in America, bro. So
Everyone
this shit-
knows. Everyone knows that Tony has 5,000 acres of land, so when he gets to the beginning of that driveway, he's still got
Still
several
pull
miles
up.
to go.
Bro, I say I'm pulling up, my job calls me, I got to go back. So I turn around and go. My fault for I
That
didn't
was
relay
not
the
what
information.
happened. That is not
I'm
what
telling you that I'm
happened.
pulling into my driveway and it's been gone
and
for
it
an
took
hour.
you 30 minutes to jump on the call. Absolutely.
That's insane. Y'all only
we
out.
That's what
all
we
lived
said.
it. We
That's
lived this. We were all shocked.
This is insane.
Then you
That's
came
what-
in, made a whole thing about how because you pulled in, but then you had to do this and you had to take care of your kid and you had to do that, and then that's why it's like that's
Oh,
fine.
that night. Yeah, I had mad shit I had to do.
Nah, fuck outta here.
My father duties come before the podcast. Gotta be a dad first. Got to be. Don't worry, though. One day you're gonna see, and I'm gonna clown you just like you clowning me for being a dad. Clown.
I can't picture Doe with a baby. He would be so panicky.
Doe with a baby.
Why are you crying? Stop crying. All right.
That's
What
fucked
do
up.
we got next? Tony?
Next, yeah, I was going to it right now. Oh man, next topic, boys. Why is it so hard for anyone to admit that they could benefit from seeing a therapist or a psychiatrist? It's a difficulty for people to admit that. Let's get down to it. Like, Doe, why is it a problem for people to admit that? Why? You have an idea?
Unfortunately, in Spanish and brown communities, it's like stigmatized. Even saying, hey, you should get therapy. You can say it in the nicest way, and they're like, what? Huh? Me? Therapy? It's like everyone takes it super the wrong way. It doesn't even matter if you're yourself getting therapy and you're saying, yo, therapy is working really good for me. I think you could benefit from therapy. And then they're like, what? Like, no, you need to go to therapy. You're the crazy one. I can't be crazy.
Maybe it's
Or
not.
mentally ill, or have some sort of issue, anger problems. It all folds, even eating habits, all sorts of things come from mental illness. And just having a conversation with your doctor, and your doctor talking to the psychiatrist and kind of trading off the information and how you feel, it could really help you out knowing the issues that you have.
I think the main reasoning why is because people are afraid to accept it. People are afraid to accept the fact that they do have a problem. It's a
Denial.
difficult pill to swallow too. You know what I mean? Like you're like, or not pill, but like difficult. I meant to say difficult.
Difficult.
A topical? You said it 4
tough- I
times.
said, I was
Difficult.
fucking going through it.
Tough. It's a
Difficult
toughical
time.
pill. I'm like, what the
Difficult time, right? To deal with
Tough
it.
and difficult mixed together. It's difficult.
New word, baby. But yeah, it's
Yo,
difficult.
new word just dropped.
It's very difficult for people to be like, damn, like yeah, maybe I do need help because it's like, oh no, I've been fine. I've been dealing with it. Like I know how to deal with my attitude, or I know how to deal with what I'm got. But truthfully, it gets worse and worse as time goes on, I guess, for some people. And some people can manage it. Some people don't need to go to a therapist or a psychiatrist. But I don't think
I think that's the other side to it, because like there is definitely like a stigma, right? And I think that it's lessening now. I mean, especially with like the amount of people that like sought therapy during the pandemic, especially with some of these like online mental health things, which have their own pros and cons, right? These like some of these like apps that have popped up offering things like that. But a lot of people feel that that like they can be therapists, that their friends can be their therapists, that they don't need to go because, oh, I talk about everything with my best friend, so like that's fine. Or they put themselves out there to be in this position to be like a therapist for someone else, and it's like, you're not trained in that. I don't know if that's the the assistance this person needs.
I agree with that a lot. I think people use even their bartenders as substitutes for therapy. And this shit is just, you should not, I mean, I know your bartender is cool and everything, but I do not think you should be taking like that much of a grasp from a bartender, like about your life and how you should maneuver. And
Yeah, it's like, are you taking medical advice from your server at the restaurant? They're like, oh, you need to be on such and such for your celiac disease. Like, I think I'm going to talk to a doctor. I don't think I'm going to take that advice from someone that's not trained as a medical professional.
so. You're only taking advice from people who have a degree or who's been trained properly in knowing how to do things.
If it's like a mental or physical health level thing, for the most part, yeah. I mean, like, sure, there's some things you can glean from people. Like, I think Doey's shared tips with all of us before for like managing anxiety and things like that, and they're good tips. Like, it is good to do that. But if you're having an issue to the point that you're deploying those techniques like daily or several times a week or something, you should probably also get a therapist. You should have a therapist that you're talking to about these issues you're having.
I was about to say, because the most people who give you advice are your parents. Throughout your whole life, your parents are always going to give you advice or some type of idea or something to do something or how to handle it. So it's just curious, like, you know, like most of the times growing up, you just ignore your parents and be like, yeah, okay, like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's different.
Yeah, for it unfortunately for me, it's my parents and their parents. It's even worsely stigmatized at that level. Once you reach like my parents and all the people in their age, and then my grandparents and all the people in their age, it's even worse. You can't even get them to admit something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost impossible to convince them to get some sort of help.
I mean, we talked about that kind of last week with our soldier thing, right? Like the shell shock PTSD thing, right? They just called it shell shock back in the day. But there's a lot of mental health things like that. It was just, they just need to buck up. They just need to stop being sad. Like that's all that's going on. Addiction, that doesn't actually exist. That's just someone that's weak and can't handle their alcohol. Like that. These are all like opinions about mental health that people had back in the day.
Yeah.
And we see that with a lot of our old boomer parents now, where it's the same kind of opinion. It's like, oh, you're going to a therapist? Why didn't you just, not be sad about that? Have you tried not being anxious?
Do you trust that therapist more than you trust me? And I'm like,
yes, that's your answer.
That's not the point. But yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, yes isn't how you answer that. I mean, it depends what we're talking about. Like, your therapist is going to be good for anything that's related to therapy. It's definitely going to be more trustworthy than like a parent or something.
Yeah, because it's unbiased. It's not gonna be judgy. I feel like if you tell your parents or your close friends like something, they might be a little judgy behind something. Other than a therapist who won't really judge you, because I mean it's their job not. Even if they do judge you, it's their job not to even let you be aware of the judgment. So it's just like, parents ain't gonna hide their judgments. They might be very vocal with their judgments. So that's why it's better to not even tell half the times like what you talk about in your therapy sessions or whatever, like at all.
I mean, let's put it this way. If you were walking around your house, right, and you stubbed your toe real bad, and your pinky toe is like purple and green and shit like that, right? Are you going to go around to all your friends and show them your toe and be like, what do you think this is? Or are you going to go straight to the fucking doctor and be like, hey, what's going on with my toe? Did I break it?
I'm gonna go straight to WebMD and see. Oh, hey, big purple toe. Should I go to the hospital? It's like, you're dying. Yeah, you should go. I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll go. No, this is just a whatever the fuck, 3 to 5 days, but it may be cancer. I'll be like, all right, maybe I'll chill in the house. Maybe I'll ride this out. Let's see what happens.
Nah, yeah, I would say get it checked out. If it's, I mean, most of the times, bro, I've rolled my ankle so many times, like it's just
and the point is, mental health is the same as like physical health. It's just it's less visible, but there's still symptoms that you run by your friends, and maybe you should just talk to a professional about it instead of taking that route. It's like tweeting out a picture of something, or like tweeting out. There's better routes for getting assistance when you need assistance.
Was there something funny there between you two assholes? Why were y'all both just synchronizedly laughing when I said that? Doughboy and Pucho. I said I rolled my ankle plenty of times. They were like this.
Oh, yeah, that's just funny.
The boot.
Dude, yeah, you had the boot.
Niggas is a
Yeah,
word.
that's funny.
That I see other people in the boot, and I still think of you when you wore the boot.
Did he have the boot where like he couldn't wear socks with it, so he just had his big toe just sticking out of the boot?
I had socks on. That's just disgusting.
No, he used to have socks on.
I was so down for the team. I left to go out with them in a fucking boot. Even though it was the most embarrassing thing to do, I said, fuck it. Pucho convinced me. He was like, bro, who cares? Fucking boot. We're going to have a good time. Meanwhile, it was just a fucking run-on joke almost the whole night. Niggas was just laughing at my boot. Shit was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's fucked up. But we enjoyed your company, so.
They enjoyed my foot. That's what they fucking enjoyed. Just, this man's got a boot. But nah, I think, honestly, like, I used to look at people who go to, like, therapy and shit. I'd be like, that's a little weird to me. Because, back then, younger me, fucking, like, why are you going to someone else to talk to about this shit? Like, it's weird. And then people with mental illnesses or like, fighting mental problems, I used to be like, bro, I used to say, which was ignorant of me, oh, you're just weak-minded. You have a stronger mental. And it's really, not what it is. It's, you know what I mean? It's just, because I had an anxiety attack, a panic attack mixed in together. So that shit really, like, changed my mindset and changed my life. It's like, damn, like, I didn't know how to control that shit. And, buddy of mine's close, very, like, my brother, Everett, he helped me with anxiety. Like, he'll, fucking, like, talk me down. He's like, yo, this is what you do when you get to these points. Like, because everybody has anxieties. Sometimes it just comes too much where it happens. You have an episode. Mm-hmm. And, bro, like, I tell you, that shit scared the shit out of me. I thought I was fucking dying. Like, that shit got so bad. Like, I drove myself to the hospital having the attack, and I didn't know what to do. And, yeah, bro, it's just, it's definitely, if you don't know how to handle it, it's scary. But once I guess it's like one of those things, like, once you experience it, boom. Like, it's now you can just battle this demon, and you'll be all right.
It's almost like one of those things, too, that, like, you probably experienced before, but you just had never connected the dots before. I've got another buddy that recently had the similar experience. Like, he started having anxiety attacks, and he went to the hospital. He thought he was having a fucking heart attack, and they've got him on some medication now, and whatever the treatment plan is. I'm not prying too much because it's his health, and I'm also not trying to share his story in full detail on here. But yeah, the medical health professionals, the mental health professionals, they can help you out.
Yeah. And if you haven't done so
that'd
already,
be really shitty. Go ahead, Tony.
If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Share us, follow us. We're on all social media platforms, all audio only. Don't be afraid, man. Give us a shout out, comment. We read them, we laugh at them. We'll even shoot you out too if it's just funny enough. Or disrespectful. I don't mind disrespecting comments too. We'll read them too. Shit's funny.
You'll shoot them out?
Like, shout out.
He meant shout out, man. It's Tony.
Doy, let the people know where that subscribe button is.
Let them know.
Subscribe button is going to be somewhere over here.
On YouTube, on Facebook, in the corner, everywhere. We're out here.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Pucho? I cut you off.
I was just going to say it'd be really shitty if, like, you fucking you go to the hospital thinking you're having a heart attack. Turns out you got an anxiety attack. And then next time you have an anxiety attack, you're just like, oh, I'm having an anxiety attack. Like, I just need to do my breathing exercises, blah, blah. And then you fucking die.
Fucking heart attack.
You're having a heart attack. That would suck.
But you won't really know that you're having a heart attack, like, because heart attack is instant. Like, you don't have that warning. It's like
There's warnings. It's there's the shooting pain up your left arm and
Or your leg, or your right leg, left arm, something like that.
Yeah. My grandfather died of a heart attack, and my dad is so paranoid about this shit. So he looks up, like, he knows all the things you're gonna get when you're gonna like experience a thing. So like one time my dad had a stroke, he called 911 for himself. He knew he was having the stroke before it started happening to him because he was like so primed to like he didn't want to go out like that type of thing. Like,
Oh shit,
that's crazy.
yeah.
that's wild.
So I mean,
Strokes are
there
nuts.
is some warnings for those types of things. Like Mateo said, like having pain on just one side of your body could be a sign. I don't know if which one, a stroke or heart attack is one of those two. Things like that. Chest pain. If you have chest pain, that's bad. You're not supposed to have chest pain like ever. You either have a breathing problem, so you should go to the hospital, or you're having a heart attack, which you should go to
And
the
there's
hospital.
different types of chest pains, people too. Like some people will get like muscle pains, but that shoot down across your chest as chest pains. It's very different. Like I got an injury on my shoulder, and that pain shot down my back, down my arm, and across my chest. It's from my shoulder when I fucked it up, and people can confuse that with chest pains.
Have y'all reached the point in your 30s yet where you have Googled heart attack symptoms? Because like you got like a good workout in, now you got like a pain on your body, and you're like, shit, is this a heart attack?
I've definitely Googled it. I've definitely Googled that.
Yeah, I
shit.
mean, when I got COVID, my chest, I had like a sore chest. I don't know how to. It felt like, when you throw up and like the next 2 days when you breathe, you're like, fuck, all these muscles are like sore. That's what it kind of felt like. And yeah, I was looking this shit up. I was like, is this bad? I had like a little oximeter I was putting on my finger to make sure my oxygen wasn't going below 92% and shit like that. Like, yeah, I was Googling, all right, but am I having a heart attack though? And so yeah, I had just looked this up the other day. So yeah, sad.
I had a pain on my abdomen, like my abs hurt a lot. And it was like 3 weeks, and I could not figure it. I thought I broke a rib or something when I was coughing too hard or something like that. But yeah, that sucked. I thought I was gonna die. I was like, "What is this pain?" I said, "I can't do anything." I was turning over in my bed, and I was like, my ribs hurt.
What I'll
It's an
give,
intense cough, dude.
what I'll give just to be 20 again.
Didn't that
With
turn
no
out to be
pain.
appendicitis?
Who? Doe?
Doe.
No,
Didn't they remove your appendix?
that's this
No,
guy
they
over
removed
here.
my gallbladder. That
No,
was
they removed your appendix, though. On my life, I
how
remember
you telling
had-
Doe about his body?
Yo, he don't remember because I remember this shit. He's not remembering. They removed something from you, bro. I remember you had a pain on just one side of your body.
That's so
and-
please.
Oh, I
And
had
then you went to New York to get a surgery.
umbilical hernia.
Wow, Doe, I
Alright.
can't trust this nigga
I had
for
a
shit
hernia.
no more.
They had
I
to
remember
operate
he,
it.
he was
had
in
to
Florida.
operate
He
it.
was like, yeah, my father has a surgeon friend, so he flew to New York to get a surgery. I remember.
Yeah, the
that.
guy
Damn.
did the surgery for free.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, the guy did the surgery for free.
Bro, that's
Remember,
crazy.
Doe lived with this pain for like 2 weeks. He was like, and I could see there was like a lump on his abdomen, and he would touch it, and he's like, yeah.
This was a real surgeon. This wasn't like you went into a warehouse and there was
No,
like
it was
a tape.
this was performed at a hospital. Yeah,
It was a vet.
legit.
It was a vet, Mateo.
Bro, the fact
He was
that
he was in the waiting room with a bunch of horses and like a cow and some dogs.
the fact that this man knows more about this nigga's body and what got removed is ridiculous to me right now. I had you pinned against the wall where Pucho was crazy, and you was right. Now, I would never ever.
He was talking
discredit
about a
Pucho.
different. He was talking about
I
a
mean,
different
I
surgery.
was wrong about the appendix.
Oh,
I'm
sure.
I'm still on board. I feel like you need to call your dad. I'm like pretty sure you had appendicitis. Like, I remember being scared, thinking like, what? Because if that shit ruptures, you'll die. And I was like, yo, what if that shit ruptures on the flight? He's fucked. Like, I remember
Damn,
being
you
concerned
could
about
literally
this.
die from that. There's like no way of like kind of after it blows up, you can kind of get to it and clear it up.
I mean, like, I think if it happens, you have like
Little bit of
there's a
time.
window, but I think there's like a lot of toxins in your appendix, and if that explodes, like it basically is like releasing a poison into your system or something. Is what I've
wow.
read. I'm not a fucking doctor.
It's true. I had my appendix out when I was 18. I was still in high school, and maybe I was 17. It was my last year of high school, and I got to the hospital, and because I was a stubborn little 17-year-old dickhead, I refused the wheelchair. So I was like hobbling, crawling, like forcing myself to walk into that hospital. And it wasn't until I was like checked in that I finally like sat down in the chair. But they took me into surgery immediately. They pulled it out. Apparently I was like some amount of time, like hours or something away from my appendix getting to the point that it was going to burst and release these toxins, as like Pucho said, because they get infected basically, right? So they have like pus and all kinds of gross shit built up inside of them.
Yeah, my fucking gallbladder, when they removed it, bro, I dropped to my knees in pain. Took me to a hospital. They said, I don't know what they said. I went back home. I said, bro, it was killing me. I was like, nah, we're going to a different hospital. So we went to the Wellington one. And yeah, they were telling me pretty much, yeah, your gallbladder's about to erupt. We're going to do surgery. So whatever, they did the surgery. Midway doing the little fucking surgery with just like 2 dots, shit erupted. Nigga, they pulled that shit out. That's why I got a big ass scar. They cut my shit open. They broke my ribs to get it out. Cleaned it up, put it back in. Yeah, the shit was beat. Nigga had the tubes going down my nose into my stomach, tubes on my side. It's like a blood bag. Shit was weird.
God damn.
Bro.
That's crazy.
The
Mine wasn't that
worst.
bad. I got like 3 little like dot scars on me from where they like filled me up with air and they pulled that shit out.
Yeah, that's what they were supposed to do with me, but nah, that shit didn't happen.
the laparoscopic surgeries.
Laparoscopic, yeah.
It's like they just it's like these little arms that go into you, and they do the whole surgery just like internal,
Yep.
and you get just little slits on your body. So I didn't know that. So you were having one of those surgeries, and then it exploded. That's why you got like the big
ass scar.
It looks like an RPG type of scar. Like,
Yeah, I
it's like
never knew. I was
an
like,
anime
yo,
character scar and shit. Man.
I thought that was some hospital botchery
It's
shit.
like a big scar that big, and it has like the fucking
Staples.
lines.
Yeah.
like
No shit.
Yeah,
it's
it
still
looks,
like
it
it's
looks-
crazy.
it
Like
looks
half
fake.
of it's numb. Like I have no feeling on half of it. It's still fucking like numb.
It did nerve damage.
Yeah, like it's crazy. They
I
told
don't
me
think you could feel scar tissue.
no, like it's numb. Like you can poke at it with a knife and I won't feel it in certain spots.
Yeah, I'm saying I think any scar tissue is like dead.
Nerve
I don't think you
damage,
could ever feel scar tissue. Like I got the scar on my arm. I'm like touching it, but it's kind of trippy. It's hard to know if I'm feeling my finger or I'm feeling my arm. You know, but
No, yeah. Yeah, they fucking
It's
told my
weird.
mom and everything that I died or whatever. They had to bring me back. Shit like that.
Yeah. What did I tell
God
you, though?
damn.
That when it comes to Hispanic people, they just proclaim deaths.
No,
Yeah, I
the
was
doctor
telling
told
people,
my
yo,
mom that
in
shit.
in the hood, it's regular that they'll just be like, "Yo, ay, se murió el Tony," and everybody in the hood's like, "Ah!" And Tony
That's
didn't
so
die.
beast.
It's just like, "Oh, Tony got hit by a car, but he's actually still alive." But the whole hood thought you were dead and shit.
Nah, and then whenever it came to visit me is when I asked the doctor, I'm like, yo,
Didn't you almost get somebody killed like that for almost hitting you with a car or something like that?
My grandmother almost got somebody killed like that. I got hit by a
No.
car, and my grandmother collapsed into the street talking about the que Pucho died. She announced it. The whole hood came out to kill this poor white guy who happened to be driving through the hood, and he hit this, and the whole hood was like, "Yo, we're gonna lynch this motherfucker." He killed
damn.
this boy. And, it was terrible.
That's bees.
You know, there's actually some fan theories out there that the original Tony, he did die during that surgery, and we've replaced him with this
What a
new
clone.
Tony.
Oh, that's when we got the clone.
Allegedly.
Clone Tony.
The alien.
That's beast.
So
That's-
what happened with Ever? When Ever went to go visit you, what happened?
No, ever came visit me. He was just like, that's when I found out that that I did die. They brought me back or whatever, and that's why I had the blood bag. There was never a pain. Ever was helping me trying to walk and shit.
You did die? What are you talking about?
Like I died during my heartbeat stopped. So they brought me back. They hit me with the.
when they were getting rid of your gallbladder, your heartbeat.
Yeah, after they
your
pulled it
heart
out,
stopped?
supposedly. That's what the doctor said.
So you've died twice in your life now.
Pretty much.
You're fucked.
The third one, that's
Three times the charm,
beast.
dude.
That's beast. Maybe I'm like a cat. I got 9 lives, baby. But nah, so whatever. The worst feeling ever is them pulling the tube out of my side. Because it feels like everything inside is getting pulled out. It was the worst pain. And she was pulling it slow. I'm like, just fucking pull it. That bitch pulled it out. You hear like a pop. And then all that blood just came out. I was just like, worst pain ever. I don't. And I told the doctor too, though, I did not want a catheter. I signed it on the paper before they put me to sleep. I said, I do not want a catheter. I don't give a fuck. Let me piss on myself. Do not put a catheter up my dick. Don't want that. Oh, well, I said I don't want that. So I put it on that paper. I signed it. Best believe there ain't no pain like a catheter. My dad had that shit. I know people that had that
Oh wait,
shit.
so they didn't put the catheter?
Hell
in you?
no. I signed
So you were
that
just
shit.
pissing yourself?
Nah, I didn't. Thank God I didn't piss myself. But lo and behold, your boy ain't get that. That's one pain I'd never want to feel in my life.
I thought the story was gonna end with him getting a catheter. I thought that like it was gonna turn out
Same.
that like whatever he signed was just him being like high as fuck on whatever drugs, and he just scribbled some nonsense on a paper and handed it to the doctor.
Nah, but shit is the worst. Shit, nah. I don't wish that upon nobody. But yeah,
So
nah.
mental health.
Mental health, bro. Go back to mental health. This is all mental health. Nah,
You should get your mental health checked
All
like
day.
anything else. I feel like I just said this last episode, to be honest. But it's like you go to a doctor every 6 months, a year. You go to
Yep.
the dentist twice a year. You go to your gynecologist once a year. It's like same thing. We should normalize like us just getting wellness checks. You just go to see your therapist. You go talk to a therapist, make sure you're in a good headspace. And if you're not in a good headspace, then that therapist should come up with some kind of therapy plan where maybe you go a little bit more often until you get, better or something like that. Same thing a doctor would do, right? If they see something weird, they're going to schedule some more checkups, or some more frequent appointments. It should be exactly the same. The mind is more complicated than the body. Like you break your arm, you can see it and you can feel it very apparently, and the mind ain't like that. Like and the science behind the mind is still very unsettled. Like we don't really know a lot. There's still a lot of unknowns.
Yeah,
So
there's a
it's like-
study. There's a study that just came out that is claiming that like depression is not caused by chemical imbalances in the brain, and a lot of people were spreading this on Twitter. And then there's when you like some people that actually deep dive this like study, or like it's not peer reviewed. It could potentially be a flawed study because of these things. There's still a lot of unknown shit there. Maybe there is less of a link between chemical imbalances and depression as we thought, or maybe this is a flawed study that people need to stop like retweeting and posting before it's peer reviewed and actually published in like better medical journals or something.
What I was reading wasn't so much that there isn't a chemical imbalance, but that SSRIs, which are like some of the medications that you give to people that have chemical imbalances, that SSRIs don't correct chemical imbalances. Is what I thought that the study was saying.
It could be.
It wasn't a study. It was I forget what the thing was called, but it's the one where you collect a bunch of different studies. So it's like they
Gotcha.
didn't do their own study. They just collected like a whole gang of studies and then started trying to draw conclusions and things like that. It has a different name, but typically those are more credible because they're using a lot of already studies that people have made, and they're trying to come to certain conclusions. My brain ain't working.
I know a certain part of Twitter basically started running with it. Like, see, these medications are bullshit. Take yourself off your medication. I'm like, I don't know that's the advice that we should be giving anyone. Maybe let the discussion between them and their medical health provider.
Yo, you're on mute.
You're muted, Doey.
Before we move on, just quick, a lot of us, we're like, once again, we're raised brown, Spanish families, black families, and you have a lot of generational trauma that it gets handed down from grandparents to parents, from parents to your own children, and making sure you stop that generational trauma is extremely important. Like making sure you don't pass that down to your son or your daughter, and that your daughter doesn't have to deal with the same things that you did. I think is the most important thing. Like before anything else, you gotta want to not behave in that manner for those people. You want to make dealing with yourself a pleasure instead of it being like a hard thing for people to do. And looking at yourself and determining if you're that type of person that is hard to deal with is never easy. But we're all here for you. We're all part of this One Up family. Nobody here is perfect, and we're all just trying to, better ourselves and one up ourselves. And I think therapy is a very good way to one up yourself and evolve and, change those problematic behaviors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep,
Cool.
I agree.
And the word is meta-analysis. Is when they grab a bunch of studies.
Gotcha.
So this thing grabbed like 7 or 8 studies to like make some type of conclusion or whatever.
Kind of like the Jay-Z never actually raps AI. Like,
that's
no
one of my
idea.
new
pretty
favorite
good.
channels.
it's pretty good.
I haven't seen that. Man.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, last topic of the day. What's the unwritten rule to go into a party? There's rules there that everyone knows that, but people don't follow it or choose to follow it. And also, is there a difference to what party you're going to or who's hosting the party, whether it's a Latino party, a black person's party, or a white person's party? Is there a difference there? What you bring, what you're eating, or what you're expecting each individual event? And
For sure. I think depending on what type of party it is, it's like I don't sometimes I'll ask the host, can I bring liquor? Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm like, I don't know if it's that type of party where I could just bring a big old handle of alcohol. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. In general, my rule is try not to come empty-handed and leave early so I'm not stuck cleaning. Those are my two moves, all right?
Fire.
I don't want to clean nobody's house, all right?
Yeah, my rule is if you don't keep an eye on me, I will Irish goodbye at some point during the party. I will vanish. I like to vanish during parties. That whole
Same.
like walking around the entire house and saying bye to everyone and having to say bye 40 damn times. No, I just want to Irish goodbye. Go grab me another beer and then I'm gone.
that is
Someone is gonna wanna Irish keep you there, and they're gonna not let you Irish escape. They're gonna be like, "No, chill a little bit longer. Why are you trying to leave?"
We'll pull out the air mattress. You can just crash here. No, I want to sleep in my fucking bed.
Well, for Doe, I would see people doing that because Doe be trying to bounce early. Probably, I'm like, I'm sleepy. I gotta go. I can see Doe trying to leave quick, but nah, fuck out of here, bro. The night's young. Party it up to the dawn. You ain't gotta clean up.
I when I want to leave, I'll go to the host and be like, yo, thanks for the invite, blah, blah, blah. You share some nice, kind words with the host, and then you're going. And then it's like yo, everybody, I'm out, and I dip. And that's it. Maybe there's a couple key figures that I really love, that I want to show some love. Maybe some people haven't seen in a while, things like that. But for the most part, I'm trying to get the fuck up out of there. I ain't trying to say bye to 87 people.
So then, all right, you go to a party, right? Let's say you're going to one of our parties. Are you gonna bring something to drink without asking? And when you do bring it, are you gonna take that bottle back with you? Because I have seen people do that shit, and I think that's the most ridiculous thing to do.
It looks crazy when you take your almost halfway done bottle back with you. It does. It looks a kind of way. It makes you look broke. It makes you just seem like a cheap,
But there's a
broke
difference too, though.
asshole.
There's a difference to a party or to you guys just randomly, like us four meeting up and you bringing a bottle and then it's like, all right, I'm gonna bounce. Well, I'm gonna keep drinking, but I'm gonna take my bottle and drink. Like everybody here had enough drink, so.
Dude, I
difference.
am firmly in team. Leave your bottle. Leave your contribution now. Like even to the point of like fucking disc golfing or meeting up in a park or something and doing like some day drinking in a park. If you're the one leaving first, you open up your little cooler and you're like, hey, do y'all want some of these beers before I bounce? Y'all want me to leave these beers with you?
That's
like
different. Yeah, that's different. For sure.
Like even in a situation like that. But in my early 20s, when I was broke, you better believe I was grabbing that bottle when I was leaving.
Nah, I think in general I err on the side of
Leave
leave the bottle, but I think it just depends on the crowd. Like if it's about around people that like I don't know and I don't really fuck with like that, and I really only brought the bottle so that I could drink, I'm taking that fucking bottle to this day. I don't give a fuck. But like, and then sometimes like I'll take liquor to people's house that they're not gonna drink the liquor and shit like that. Like sometimes I'll take alcohol to my cousin's house and she's trying to give us everything because she don't want to clean. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, yo, look, there's leftover hot dogs. Look at these burgers. Take this, take that. We be leaving the party with shit because we're like, we got meals for like, you know, a day and a half because, you know, people ain't trying to clean all that shit. So it's situations like that, you know, I don't feel a type of way taking the bottle with me because, you know, she's kind of trying to get rid of everything.
Get rid of it, yeah.
But in general, especially if it's with people I love and things like that, it's like, all right, look, this is kind of like the cost of doing business. Like, I'm bringing this bottle for the party. This is my contribution to the party. It feels weird to take it back. You know what I mean? It's strange.
And it's time that you made your contribution to the One Up podcast by hitting that subscribe button, telling your friends about us, and even maybe yelling out the One Up podcast out your window late one night.
The One Up podcast.
But you're trying to say come? Is that what you fucked up
Saying
at?
contribution, but he fucked it up twice.
Contribution.
Contribution. Another new word of the day. There's 2 words of the day there. But nah, I think... So, all right, you're approaching a party, right? It's a white hosting party, right? White person's throwing the party. Now, are you going to walk up in there automatically expecting certain things or not expecting things? Like, are you going to show up on time? Or are you going to show up late? Because there is some type of weird, like, thing that people do. Spanish parties, everyone's fucking late. You tell them it's at 8, niggas is showing up 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Facts.
And the food's fucking cold. White people's party, you're showing up on time. Because when they tell you food will be done at 4, it's done at 4 most of the time, right? It's not every you know, it's a little bit, but that's what it's perceived as.
Wasn't like that fajita night.
The what?
We did not get fajitas by the pound, okay?
What was that? Did I miss something here? What are you talking about?
No, don't worry about it. Just keep moving.
Oh. All right. But anyways, and you know, at a black party, it's the same, almost like Spanish people almost. It's like late, there's mad food. I'm expecting some great fucking mac and cheese soul food type. No, that's what I'm expecting.
I think that's mostly been my experience. It kind of depends, right? Like smaller gatherings, we're talking full on parties, right? Full on party, even a Spanish party, you're gonna be making a plate. Like there's gonna be a spread, right? Most of my white friends, when I've gone to like parties at their place, it's been like finger food. It's been like something you can grab, you can walk, you can move around while you're eating. It's not like you have to focus on a plate. Pros and cons to both approaches, honestly. The food's probably more slamming at the Spanish party, honestly. There's probably a little bit more flavor. But I'm not opposed to just having some slices of pizza and drinking beer while I'm moving around and chatting too.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I'm just not showing up hungry.
Yeah.
Hell no. I'm going to eat something before I pull up to... If I go to a white people's house, I'm sorry. I don't got a lot of white friends like that. But the few times, like you said, it's more like a pizza situation, more finger food. It's like, you know, pigs in a blanket. I love me some pigs in a blanket.
Same.
But I ain't trying to pull up to no pig in a blanket hungry. You know what I'm saying? That's just like you eat 2 or 3 of them bitches. You know, you can't eat 30 or 20 of them
like
bitches. And you'll be full. You'll be full as a motherfucker. But you can't eat that much at a party. You can eat like 3 or 4 of them shits and they're going to be gone. Yeah. So it's like you can't show up to that shit hungry. Hell no.
But yeah, I agree with you guys too.
And I'm showing up late, all right? If black or Hispanic people invite me anywhere, I'm showing up late.
See, that's crazy.
I'm a very punctual person, very punctual. You told me be somewhere at 6, I'll be there at 6. When I pull up at 6 and I'm the first dude at the party, I don't like it. I don't want to sit there and make small talk with you for an hour before people start arriving. Hey, I'm good. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, so Pooch, how's your work week been? And you want to go put up these red Solo cups over there? And here,
help me set up. You can still set up.
You
the
have to
setup.
set the party up. Too early, you set the party up. Too late, you have to clean up. So there's a perfect. Yeah, there's a.
Too late. Too early.
Yeah.
Fuck. There's a sweet spot.
So do you pull up to the crib and be like, nah, there's not enough cards. You just take off and play
Not
up.
gonna,
done that.
not gonna lie, I've straight up done that.
You pull up 4 cards, not enough. I'll be back.
I haven't taken off, but I'll park like down the street a little bit. I'll just wait. For another car to show up. I got YouTube on my phone. I can entertain myself for 20 minutes.
That's so fucking beast. Just to avoid the cleanup or the startup. That's crazy. I have been to parties though, like a little early or a little late, depending on who it is. But for the most part, when I'm expecting a white shindig, I'm expecting finger foods. I'm expecting yes, I said shindigs. I'm expecting beers, not too many hard liquor. I'm not expecting the Hennessy or anything like that. I'm more like a whiskey or scotch or some wine. A Spanish people shit, I'm expecting all type of fucking beverages from fucking wine to fucking Hennessy. Same thing with the black parties, the same shit. I'm expecting that with a spade table going on the side. The Spanish people got the dominoes, shit like that. Then white people got probably the corn toss or the or some type of beer games. That's the thing though.
Cornhole.
Yeah, I said corn toss. Fucking white people do. This is the thing I like about white parties. They got all the drinking games. I love them. I love all that shit. That's the shit I live for. That shit's fun. Like I told you guys a couple episodes ago that I did a beer Olympics. It's a guy's birthday party. Does it annually. And bro, 40, 50, there's like a lot of motherfuckers out there. Everybody's playing drinking games. It's fun as fuck. Like I wish, some other like Spanish or black people kind of take those parties in and like just combine it, because bro, you get the good food, you get the good drinks, you get the good like games. That party's lit. And the good music. Music sets the tone.
We used to play a lot of Flip Cup. Flip Cup is a fantastic game. It's a shit talking game.
You need a designated place for the smokers. Okay?
I don't think you're gonna get that for the white people party. Unless it depends on the white people, I think.
All right. Give us smokers a designated place to smoke our weeds and our tobaccos.
Fucking
Right.
cigarettes.
Usually in the front of the house. You go
Yeah, because
to the
they
driveway to
segregate
smoke 'cause
us.
no one's there.
They fucking segregate us like we're some pieces of shit. It's terrible. The stigmata.
There's no stigma. It's the stank.
Yeah, no
Ain't
one wants
nobody
to
trying to
smell like
smell
that.
all that bullshit.
Yeah.
They get inhaling mass smoke. There's children back there.
Exactly. You want to smoke in front of a 3-year-old though? That's beast. Man,
I mean,
I'm going to
He'll be
Liana's
okay.
birthday party. I'm gonna just roll a whole doobie and smoke it right next. That's
And
beast.
remember, it's not the smell that hurts you, it's the smoke.
As an idiot. Respectfully. But you know what? You know what I always found awesome?
Hold on. Do you bring weed to the shindig?
It depends on the group. It depends on the group.
Exactly.
It depends on the event. It depends on the host. The host is the most important one. If the host doesn't want you smoking, you don't smoke. You eat your weed, and shit. Maybe if they don't want stoned people there, you don't go. I don't think that's a crazy request. If I was having like if you're a parent and you're having a birthday party for your daughter, if you say no alcohol and someone shows up drunk, they're like, I didn't bring alcohol, I just showed up shit faced. It's like, yeah, you're still breaking the fucking rule, dude.
And it depends too. Like you can't tell
That's
that.
clever. That's clever, dude.
You can't get mad. You can't say that in a Spanish or a black person's party. You can't
Yeah,
be like,
that's it. It sucks because it'd be like a 1-year-old. Niggas is smoking mad weed, drinking bottles. It's like,
babies.
I've seen the revolt, by the way. It's crazy.
They bring more alcohol.
Where like people are like, yo, this is a non-drinking party. That shit is rare. But they're like, yo, there's no weed, there's no liquor. This is a No drug, no intoxication party. Yo, everybody is grumpy. Yo, the whole place, all they talking about, oh, there's not even any liquor here. And then you got the one idiot with the flask, like, oh, I'm going to drink my shit. But everybody's pissed. Yo, those parties suck. I went to a wedding where they were like, yeah, no alcohol. Yo,
What?
everybody at the wedding was pissed. Everybody at the wedding was pissed. I was like, yo, this sucks. Yo.
I went to a dry wedding. I was in the I was a part of like the procession. I was the groomsman at this dry wedding, and you better believe that every groomsman had a flask on him, including
right, exactly.
including the groom. So
Damn,
like
so-
it was a dry wedding, but all of the wedding party was visibly drunk when we were.
Oh, so that's definitely the bride who said no alcohol. That's crazy.
I think it was a limitation of the venue. I think that the venue didn't allow alcohol there or something, or you had to pay like an extra like $1,000 per cop for 2 cops or something. So it was some kind of limitation like that.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of dead air there. We could.
Yeah. No, but most definitely though, freaking, I wouldn't do any dry parties, to be honest. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, there's a different vibe with dry parties for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, bro. Growing up, we ain't never had no dry parties. So it's like, it'd be a baby shower, a 2-year-old's birthday, it don't matter. Like, you know, there's gonna be an area for everybody to kind of enjoy themselves however they choose. Like, except for the weed smokers. The weed smokers tend to be segregated. You kind of got to go to the front or hit that weird corner all the way in the back where nobody's at, kind of thing. It's unfortunate though, but it's just it's always how it's been.
Doey, weed vape pens exist now. You can eat your weed. You could get yourself a little PAX and use that for hitting your. There's other options besides just having like a full on like blunt or joint or something, which is the main complaint I think with people at parties. They're like, I don't want this dude smoking a joint next to me. It's fucking it stinks. It smells very strongly or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Same complaint with like smokers. I think that the times are changing though because our weed technology has gotten better.
Yeah, for sure.
No, most definitely. But yeah, people say dry parties in a Spanish household. That's not working. Even for a black person's party too. Like, you could probably get away with it at a white person's party, but they'll have like wine. So, you know, and wine's not bad. But wine's not for me. I'll tell you that much.
Luca ain't fucking with wine, apparently. He's like, they'll have wine. No!
I'll do wine at like a dinner party or something like that. You're talking like a full on party, like people are dancing, there's music, there's like multiple groups and things going on. I'm probably not drinking wine at that party.
Nah, I'll sneak
Now,
a
wine
bottle.
is filling. That shit's like like you said, like a dinner party. I've been to, my cousin likes doing different things, like a charcuterie night, and there's just like a bunch of meats and cheeses and things like that.
So
Those
good.
types of nights we tend to drink wine and shit. But you know, I don't know.
I'll bring a bottle. I couldn't do it. Like, if I'm there with you, I'm bringing a bottle.
You can't drink wine?
No, I don't like it. I don't like the taste
What a
of
weak
it.
man.
I've drunk white, red, even champagne wine. I think if that's what the name was or whatever, can't do it.
Sparkling wine.
Sparkling wine. Thank you. I
I
can't
mean,
do
you
it.
can't do it.
Just doesn't taste good.
I mean, that's fair. I think that there's a lot of different wine styles out there, so there's probably some style you like, but that's also like one of those things that people always say. And like, if someone doesn't like beer, they don't like beer. Don't try to give them fucking 50 different beers to try to find
Yeah.
the one beer they're gonna like.
The
People got
ultimate,
taste buds.
the ultimate beast. Just forcing people to drink stuff they don't want. Like, have you guys ever been to a Spanish party and just was like left hungry? Never. That's never have happened.
Yes,
You leave
because
a
I
pla-
arrived late and the food ran out before I got there.
Then you arrived that
Yeah.
fucking late?
I mean, sometimes I got shit to do.
No, I
Nah,
mean,
that's wild.
I've always, for most Spanish parties, for me, usually you take a plate home. Like, you're able to take. There's so much food, you're usually able to take a plate home.
But I mean, it depends, man. I've been to some some cultures, let's say, they don't got the best food, all right? I've been to some of these places. I'm like, I don't want to take a plate home. Even the plate I did grab, I regret grabbing the amount I did. I got to eat an amount of this to show face, like before somebody gets offended and shit. And then we going to Wendy's when we out this bitch. Like those are shitty situations, especially because then you still got to drink. Then you're drinking then you're getting too drunk, and it's a bad combo.
Best side dishes at a party. Potato salad. Macaroni
The
salad.
mac and cheese, bro.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese is a go-to, yeah.
Yeah, mac and cheese is what you want. Mac and cheese, even sometimes baked beans.
Beans are okay.
I'm a fan of some pigs in a blanket. Some of those fried mac and cheese balls, or like the baked mac and cheese balls.
I never
like
had
something
that.
Something I can pick up and move around with.
Bro, pigs in a blanket, and then you just dip it in mustard. That's like fucking top fucking tier. Right?
Mustard, why not like ketchup or mayonnaise and ketchup? Why mustard?
Also acceptable, but some of that spicy mustard, especially if you get like the Dijon mustard
Back
or
to
something
the
with those pigs in a
spicy
blanket.
shit with you guys. I'm sick of this spicy talk.
It's a different kind of spice though, Tony. This is like the horseradish, like wasabi, like spicy.
Wasabi. I'm
It
not
lives in your
dipping
nose a little bit.
any glizzy blankets into any type of wasabis. I'm not doing any of that.
You're the
dipping it in
glizzy blanket.
ketchup. You're bugging, bro. You're bugging.
Wasabi? You're dipping your glizzy in the
Ketchup?
wasabi?
No,
Before
you're dipping
ketchup?
it in the,
For sure.
the spicy Dijon mustard.
Ketchup goes with fucking hot dogs. What are you talking about?
You know, Chicago, you can't ask for ketchup on a hot dog, right?
And no, I did not know this is a real thing.
Yeah.
Why?
Mustard,
those-
baby.
It's the
how
Chicago
that-
style dog. You never had a Chicago style dog because they're fucking amazing. They're so
I'll
goddamn
try
good.
it. I'm
They
willing to
have
try
better
it.
dogs than New York, I've heard.
Do they use the Hebrew Nationals?
I don't know what they use over there, but I heard of a place called Portillo's that's insane.
It's like a pickle spear and like sports peppers and mustard, and they use specifically these poppy seed buns that I can't find anywhere. They got their method down. They make some good dogs up there.
Someone said Coney Island has the best hot dogs.
I mean, that's what I would say personally. I'm a even in
Coney
New York-
Island,
even in
great
New York
papayas.
City,
Yeah.
Even in New York City, bro, ketchup on a hot dog, they kind of look down on you.
Really?
It's like they're like your kid. Like you're supposed to get the mustard, you're supposed to get the relish, and you're supposed to get the sauerkraut.
Chili.
That's the
sauerkraut?
that's the base hot dog. Yo,
Bro,
that, yeah.
Oh my
Sauerkraut's so
God,
good.
it's so
dude.
good.
wrong with you, Tony? End this episode now, please.
Wait. No. I got one thing to share before we get out of here. There was a girl that I knew back in high school that this is how she took her hot dogs. She didn't like the way that the hot dog buns were shaped, or like she didn't like the eating her hot dogs with hot dog buns. She'd get a slice of white bread. She also didn't like her hot dogs cooked, so she would just put a plain uncooked wiener on this slice of white bread. Then she would cover it in mayonnaise, and that's how she ate her hot dogs.
Oh no, this is the most Wonder Bread shit. She's white. She has to be 100%.
She was not.
She wasn't Mexican. What the fuck?
By the way, mayonnaise on a hot dog, pretty fucking good.
Pretty
No,
good.
that is pretty good.
Pretty
no,
good.
It is. It
The
is.
Dominicans, the
Salchipapa?
Colombians
Is it
even, I
salchipapa
think?
they call it? Isn't it
What?
salchipapa?
No.
Would they chop
No,
up
that's
the
a
hot
whole
dog?
different thing. I think that's like Peruvian or Colombian. Salchipapas is fucking fire, bro. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's like hot dog, and they cut it in a weird way. They like fry it, and they put all these like French fries in there, and the hot dog's like chopped up. So you're eating like, you just with a fork. It's like a garbage plate of South America. So you're eating like hot dog meat and French fries, and they put like a cheese sauce and then like a bunch of ketchup and mayo and like mustard and cheese. It's like a saucy mess, and you're just like forking through getting French fries and hot dog. It's so fucking good.
Yeah,
So
I've never
fucking
had that.
good.
That sounds great.
That sounds good as hell.
It did make me think about one thing earlier with the mayonnaise. I walked in one day. My best friend's, my mom's best friend used to babysit us. They had a daughter around the same age as me, a little bit younger. We come inside, and she has her whole hand in the mayonnaise jar, and she's eating mayonnaise out the jar.
Yo, you got the weirdest of friends.
That's crazy. That's
I knew
a weird friend.
I knew a person back at that was in college that they would eat mayonnaise and bacon mayonnaise. That baconaise, just take a spoonful of that straight out of the jar. They were a broke college kid, and they were suffering. They didn't want to go and deal with like the food hall. They had their own things going on.
Shit! I wanted to ask you guys something. Did you guys see James Franco's gonna play Fidel Castro?
I did see that.
What? No way.
John Leguizamo, the fake Puerto Rican, is very against it.
I'm very against it just because I'm very against James Franco. I think the guy's probably a piece of shit. All the various like stories that came out from his acting school, the guy seems greasy. I'm not down. I don't like this James Franco love.
I'm against it. I'm against it because I don't like Fidel Castro.
Oh,
I thought you liked him.
I think it's okay to make a movie about Fidel Castro. What's wrong with that?
Why? What the fuck? That guy's a terrible person.
I mean,
we make movies about terrible people. Hitler has movies.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I guess so.
I mean, if
Is
they
he
make
really
a
that
movie saying how
terrible? Nah, let me
great of a
stop.
guy he was, and everybody should be like Fidel Castro, then sure,
Tony,
then you
do
can
you-
criticize that. But
Do you know our fan base? You're gonna get yourself canceled by
That's why I
asking, "Is
said-
Castro really that evil?"
That's why I said,
Yeah,
let me
I don't
stop. That was a
He's,
joke, ladies and gentlemen.
That's okay. Yeah, that's
But what's
a lot
this
of
hate
terrible
towards my
things.
dog? Thinking fake Puerto Rican. What the hell? What's up with that?
Oh, John Leguizamo for a long time pretended he was Puerto Rican, and then everybody found out he's just a Colombian.
yeah, I still haven't found where he claims he's Puerto Rican. I
He
haven't
would
seen-
hold up the Puerto Rican flag sometimes, and
Just
he would be at the
restore-
Puerto Rican Day
The
parade.
story that I heard is that apparently one of his family members lied to him and said that they had Puerto Rican in their roots or something. Which honestly, we're all from Spanish families. How many Spanish families have crazy bullshit they toss in? It's like, oh, we've got Italian roots in us, and then you
Spain.
do 23andMe, and it's like there's no fucking Italian in us.
Yeah.
Your
Shit's
great
wild.
uncle from Iran.
But, ladies and gentlemen, if you stuck with us this long through the show, hit a like button, share us, follow, subscribe again. We want subscriptions. We love it. We need it. Your comments, we all enjoy it. And, we glad that you guys watch this shit day to day. All the, the one-up fans, the one-up sluts, whatever you want to call it. We haven't figured out a name yet. We appreciate you guys. And like always, ladies and gentlemen, go one up yourself. Peace.